Hello children, welcome back to your online class. Let's start our class. So class 7 we are continuing our chapter 5 heat, and today we will learn the uses of good conductors and bad conductors of heat. Now you are wondering why I have written here effects of heat, because this portion we have done in our last video. But if you remember, in your last homework there was a question, name some effects of heat, and most of you have given a wrong answer for that. So this is the correct answer. Effects of heat are: first one is change in temperature, second change in size, and third one change in state. But most of the students have written heat stroke and etc etc. That answer is totally wrong. Okay, so just do the correction in your notebook. Now children, in our last video we have learned about the good conductors and poor conductors of heat. Good conductors which allows heat to pass through them easily, and the bad conductors which do not allow heat to pass through them easily. Now the uses of good conductors and poor conductors of heat. First one, the cooking utensils are made of metals. You know, this is because metals or metal alloys are good conductors of heat, which transfer the heat from the gas stove quickly to the food placed inside the utensil through their bottom. So the cooking utensils are made of metals. Children, these are the important uses of good conductors, and these can come in the give the reason type questions, like why the cooking utensils are made of metals. This type of questions can come. Okay. Now second one, the cooking utensils are provided with handles made of plastic. So it can come, why the cooking utensils are provided with handles made of plastic. So you will give the reason. This is because plastic or wood is a poor conductor of heat. A plastic handle prevents the heat from hot cooking utensil reaching our hand, so that we can lift the hot cooking utensil safely from its handle. Now the third one is, some stainless steel frying pans have copper bottom. So what is the reason? The reason for this is that copper metal is a much better conductor of heat than stainless steel, due to which it can transfer the heat of gas stove burner to the food kept inside the inside much more quickly. Next one is, mercury metal is used in making thermometers. This already you have learned in clinical and laboratory thermometer. Why mercury is used? Because mercury is a good conductor of heat. Now next one is, we wear woolen clothes in winter. Why it is so? Children, wool is a poor conductor of heat, due to which woolen clothes stop the flow of heat from our warm body to the cold surroundings. Moreover, there is air trapped in between the fibers of the woolen clothes. Air is a very poor conductor of heat, so the air trapped in fibers of woolen clothes also stops the flow of heat from our warm body to the cold surroundings. Since our body does not lose its heat, we feel warm when wearing woolen clothes in winter. And next one, table mats are made of cloth, wood, special plastic, etc. Why it is so? Because these are non-conducting materials, so that hot plates and dishes do not damage the table surface. Children, many more examples of uses of good conductors and poor conductors are given in your book on page number 89 and 90. This is very important for your exams. give the reason. Questions can come from this part. So read it very carefully. Clear? Now next one is transfer of heat. So what is transfer of heat? To carry heat from one part of an object to its other part or from one object to another object is called transfer of heat. Heat flows from an object at higher temperature to another object at lower temperature. This already I have taught you. Okay, the flow of heat or transfer of heat stops when the two objects attain the same temperature. This means that no heat will be transferred from one object to the another if the temperature of the two objects is the same or equal. Clear? Now, heat can be transferred from a hot object to a cold object in three different ways. First one by conduction, second by convection, and third one by radiation. In solids, heat is transferred by conduction. In liquids and gases, heat is transferred by convection. And in empty space or vacuum, or we can say having no medium like solid, liquid or gas, heat is transferred by radiation. Now we will learn about the conduction, convection and radiation methods of transfer of heat. So let's start with the conduction. So children, what is conduction? Conduction is the transfer of heat from the hotter part of a material to its colder part without the movement of the material as a whole. Example, if we heat one end of a metal spoon while holding other end, we find that its other end also becomes hot after a while. See children, the transfer of heat by the process of conduction takes place only in solids. Why it is so? In solids, we all know in solids the particles are closely packed. For example, suppose these are the particles of this spoon, this matter. Okay, so these are closely packed. During conduction, heat is transferred from particles to particle. When it gets heated, what happened? Particles start vibrating very fast due to the increase of kinetic energy. They are moving, they are vibrating at their own position. Okay, they are not leaving their spaces, they are vibrating here only in their own position. Okay, so during conduction, heat is transferred from particle to particle by means of back and forth vibration of the particles caused by the heat energy. The particles of a solid remains at their fixed position. There is no actual movement of the particles of the solid from its hotter end to the colder end during the conduction of heat through it. Okay, so we can say the transfer of heat from one point to other in such a way that there is no actual motion of the particles of the medium. They are not leaving their spaces. Okay, but heat is transferring from particle to particle. From this particle to this particle to this, like this only. Its other end also becomes hot. Clear? So, this is the way of conduction in solid. Now children, second method of heat transfer is convection. Now what is convection? Convection is the transfer of heat from the hotter parts of a liquid or gas to its colder parts by the movement of the liquid or gas itself. Now children, see the difference. In conduction, particles were vibrating, but there is no actual movement. Particles were at their own place in conduction, but in convection, the movement of the liquid or gas itself means particles are moving. Clear? So, we can say the transfer of heat by convection can take place only in liquids and gases because the particles in liquids and gases can move about freely. Okay, so example of convection is during winter we use heater to heat air in a room. Now, though the heater is placed on the floor at the bottom of the room, but it still heats all the air in the room. You know, we place heater in a place in our room. Okay, but the room it heats all the air in the room. How it is possible? Actually, when air is heated by the heater in one part of the room, it transfers heat by convection. When the air near the heater gets heated, it expands and becomes lighter. Okay, hot air is light. So, it becomes lighter and this hot air rises up above the top of the heater and carries its heat along with it. The cold air from above sinks downwards to the bottom of the heater to take the place of hot rising air. This cold air gets heated by the heater and rises upward, carrying its heat upward. Okay, so this process of hot air rising upwards and cold air sinking downwards takes place again and again, due to which all the air in the room gets heated uniformly after some time. Okay, so a room heater heats all the air in a room by setting up convection currents in the air. Now children, another one of the real life application is blowing of sea breeze and land breeze due to convection of heat. So now we will study the blowing of sea breeze and land breeze. What are breeze? Gentle wind is called breeze. Okay, the people living in coastal areas means seaside areas, they experience an interesting phenomena called sea breeze and land breeze, which are based on the transfer of heat in air by convection currents. So children, what happens during daytime when the sun shines, the solid land gets heated to a higher temperature much more quickly than the liquid seawater. The hot air over the land rises upwards and cooler air from over the sea moves towards the land in the form of a cool breeze to take the place of hot rising air. The breeze blowing from the sea towards the land is called sea breeze. The cool sea breeze blows only during the daytime when the land is hotter than the sea. Now children, at night the land loses its heat more quickly than the water, sea water, and the water surface is warmer than the land. As a result, the cycle is reversed and a land breeze blows. Means the breeze blows from the land towards the sea, and this breeze is called land breeze. Land breeze blows only during the night when the sea water is hotter than the land. Children, what we have learned, the gentle wind is called breeze. The breeze blowing from the sea towards the land is called sea breeze, and the breeze blowing from the land towards the sea is called land breeze. These are important definitions, sea breeze and land breeze. So, from the sea towards the land is sea breeze, and from the land towards the sea is land breeze. You must remember this. Okay. So children, this much for today, and in my next video I'll explain the third method of heat transfer, that is radiation. Okay, till then, thank you and bye bye.